Welcome back to the Leadership Void podcast. This is our year-end roundup, and I am here with my co-host Vince Loran to close this year out. Well, first, let me hear something from my co-host as we do.
Yeah, we just excited, everyone. 2021 has been a phenomenal year for us, and we wanted to just close out and talk a little bit about some highlights. Again, just a recap of what we all about and some things that are in store in the future. So I'll have Enrique just share a little bit about our why, who we are, what we do, and why this is so important.
Outstanding. Well, look, we invite military personnel, those serving our military community, and our first responders from all over the nation as guests to speak about their leadership journey and experience. And our goal is to share and learn more about organizations or companies in the community, both locally and nationally, address voids and sharpen leadership skills. The Leadership Void is an incredible platform for learning, sharing, and growing. And we have an international reach and have recorded over 90 episodes, which is blowing my mind right now, Vince.
Indeed, 90 episodes. That's crazy since we started. But, in the short of it, Enrique and I got together. We're like, hey, how do we address some voids that we saw in the military? How do we send it out to the mass, to those serving in the military? That's our first scope. And from that, we have expanded throughout not only the military community, now first responder community. So we definitely addressing voids. We highlighting some great organizations. Speaking of highlighting, although those 90 episodes, we did 50 plus this year, our armed service birthdays were chalked up with some great dynamic speakers, both Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. We had Lieutenant General Mark Hertling on for the Army, and we had Fleet Master Chiefs from the Navy. So we just are grateful and gracious to have some great dynamic speakers for our Armed Forces birthday. And then we close it out with Veterans Day on November 11th with none other but four-star General Retired Petraeus. So wow, that's just some of the dynamic of the pedigree we had on our armed forces. But we're just in store for some great individuals coming up for 2022. But let's not forget about folks that started companies. They talked about their journey. We had great podcasters on our podcast. Mo, shout out to you. She did great, giving a great pearls of wisdom. Not only her, but every other guest shared some great highlights, some great tips, some great challenges throughout the year. So those were great things. So with all that, we were seen by other individuals doing great things as far as podcasters. So we were nominated and we received a Covenant Award of one of the top 10 military podcasts from DoD Reads. So that was just a manifestation of what we've been doing has been working. We're just so grateful for that. And speaking of that, if you see on our side, we have, other than the confetti, we have our platinum sponsor. And that's from the home team of Round Point Mortgage Service Corporation. And they came our first platinum sponsor, hopefully not our last throughout our journey, but we're just so grateful for them for collaborating, partnering with us, moving forward and doing some great stuff. So speaking of stats, I'll pass it over to Enrique to talk about stats of our podcast throughout the year.
Well, I tell you that the stats have been phenomenal. We would have never imagined that we've gotten this far, let alone 90 episodes. It was hard enough trying to get this thing together, but the stats show that our followership grew by 300%. Our listenership grew by 166%, hours played by 99%, and streamed by 71%. Folks, we just want to take this time to thank you because those stats are reflective of your participation with our content. And we're so happy to see those numbers right off the bat at the end of the year to culminate what I think has been our most successful year yet. And I tell you, it's easy to reach us. And if you want to reach us, the Leadership Void at gmail.com is where you should send all correspondence. We would love to hear about your experience with our episodes, how you felt about our guests, what you got out of it. And if you even have, let's say, a request that deals with leadership and you would like to see us cover it, that's where you'll send it. And I tell you, Vince, it's been a phenomenal year, as I mentioned before. So appreciative of not only the listenership going the way it is, but the folks valuing the content like the home team has. You know, they got behind us. Our quality, our newness of this year coming up is, you know, part and thanks to them, because they have sponsored us. But I tell you that the folks listening have really made this year worthwhile.
Oh, absolutely. And also, if the leadership void at gmail.com, if you have any ideas for us to look into bringing 2022 forward, we also would love to hear what those ideas are for our podcast. But it's always a great pleasure to hear your feedback, your constructive feedback, and whoever guests you would like to have on our show in the leadership capacity and capability. Talk about goals. We set short goals throughout the year. We hit our 100 subscriber. We're now in a hunt for our 200 subscriber. All you have to do is go to our YouTube channel, The Leadership Void, follow us, like us, and you guess what? You enter into a drawing of this wonderful book by Scott McGregor, A Standing O, the Salute Edition. It is Lessons in Gratitude. The book is autographed by him, and it's your giveaway. It's a giveaway for you by entering into our subscription drive. All we're trying to do is reach our 200 right now. And once you do that, that's Standing O Salute Edition will be a lucky winner. Will definitely claim that. What else we do? We invented and came up with an opportunity because of social isolation. It's called Radio Check. We decided to call it that because it's definitely a military podcast world from the Navy and the Air Force here, right?
Right.
But we wanted to check up on our brothers and sisters, not only in the military, but also in the first responder community, because they, day in and day out, are protecting us, are helping us, are giving us life. And we wanted to give them time to just come together, build community, build cohesion, build the collaboration, the camaraderie as we had in the military through the virtual platform. And we call it Radio Check, and it's done every the 1st and the 15th. It's like a payday, 1900, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are now doing it LinkedIn Live. We definitely look forward to seeing you come on that platform. Just share who you are, where you're coming from, and what questions you have. Because with both of our networks, and our vast majority of folks tuning in, we can definitely point you in a direction that need, because you're not alone in this battle, folks. That's from us to you, Radio Check, 1st and the 15th. So thank you for that. For those coming on religiously from Texas, we have a few that come on live from the West Coast. We hope to see the East Coast more represented in 2022.
Well, I think just the West Coast has an opportunity earlier to catch us. But either way, we really appreciate it. And just to piggyback off your Radio Check, Vince, you know, the other day I read the National Guard in a certain state was having a hard time with suicides. And folks, it hasn't been the best of 2 years. We all know that. There are still people challenged with some thoughts and some ideations that don't lead to a good road. Everybody suffers when this happens. But Radio Check was developed as an outlet, as something that you can tap into and feel not alone, right? And so we always bring this up during the segment. I'm bringing this up now because it's really our heart desire is for somebody to say, I'm not alone. At least I have these folks right here that are willing to check up on me. We can't do it personally, right? We don't know everybody personally to send them a shout out. But if you know of anybody that's needing a someone to reach out to, the 1st and the 15th, that's something they can count on to always be there for them. And so please share it if you can. 1st and 15th, like Vince had mentioned, we go live. We do this at 1900, and it's Eastern time. It may be earlier for somebody else, maybe later if you're in Europe, but either way, they can count on that time to get reach, to have that reach. And we're excited because this year there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's been in the works. And so, what's in store for the future of TLV? I tell you, we are partnering with a great suit maker to give away a fabulous suit to a lucky subscriber. So, I encourage you today to subscribe and don't be the last one. We have our goal for 200 for this year. I know you guys can get us there. The goal is, at least 300 and adding on as fast as we can, because the ultimate goal is 1,000 so that we can finally get this thing going. But I tell you, if you subscribe today, you'll be in the running for it, and you will love this suit, bar none. The attention to detail and just the detail in general when it comes to you receiving this thing, it's going to blow your mind, and you will be a suit lover in no time. But hey, following on with that, in January, we're hitting up our 3rd season. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. So starting with January, we will have a star-studded lineup of prominent Central Florida veterans and first responders, and you will not want to miss any of these great leaders because they're coming with a bang. They are power hitters here in Central Florida, and we are loving to have them with us in this show. And oh, by the way, our 2nd year anniversary is coming up, and it so coincides with our 100th episode, and we will have a central figure. Now, I want you to listen to this, a central figure from here in the local area. He is going to blow your mind. We are so excited to have him with us, and I just can't be any happier and expecting this 3rd season to be our best yet. And so, folks, with all of that said, we want to sign off wishing everyone a happy and safe new year. May prosperity, peace, health, and joy and love be on your side this year in 2022. Vince, it's been a great 2021. I'm excited for this next year.
Absolutely, brother. We are too. And happy, merry New Year for all out there.